DORK Podcast with Rich Keefe. It's the DORK Podcast with Davey. It's the DORK Podcast. Hashtag. It's the hashtag DORK Podcast.
Thanks for tuning in to another episode of Hashtag Dork. My name is Rich Keefe, joined as always by Davey Eyeballs. He is Ronky Kong Von Donkey Kong. He is Davey Deep Dick. All hail the king of ginger ale. It's Ryan Davey. Davey, how are you?
Well, I was having a good day until now.
What do you mean?
You know, the Lord has risen, and now I sound like apparently I sound like shit.
I think you sound great. People are going to like this one again. We got a lot of positive feedback about the first Davey Deep Dick episode. People suggested we should do more Davey Deep Dick. We don't know what the problem is. I don't think it's quite as aggressively low as before.
Still bad. It has to do with the connection. It has to be the connection because my shit's fine.
But you know what? It might be. We'll see.
It might be, but like at this point, like I don't understand. I was going to save this for Yellow Jackets season 2.
I know that we had that. We were really. That was like 5, 6, 7, 8 weeks away.
Yep.
But here we are.
There's a setting. There's something I always do that I switch when I come on here. It didn't work.
Yeah.
Tonight for some reason.
Didn't work.
I think I actually know the reason why. Maybe.
Just leave it alone.
Oh, hang on.
Just leave it alone.
No, I'm closing there was something open that I was using for I was using Audition to like record something. I was doing a project before, but
people are happy about it. People
they love it. They love it.
This is the way. This is the way.
This is the way. You just record it. You just barge it. We'll fix it in post. That's a callback to way long ago.
Did you have a nice Easter at least?
It was nice. Yeah, we had a nice little time.
Good.
We had some my wife's sisters here, and it was just
a great time.
You know, just low key. You know, not a huge thing, which is great.
Good. Mm-hmm. Happy to hear it. Guess what I did yesterday?
What did you do yesterday?
Me and little Cece went to the Wang Theater to see the Bluey show.
And
pretty great.
Pretty great.
Yeah, pretty great. So they're like life-size puppets. It's like people like work. There's like 2 people to like a character, and they're like fucking moving the arms and like talking. It's a whole show, but the kids they had a wild time. So
awesome. With the real voice actors there too, or is it just pre-recorded?
I think it's all pre-recorded. So it's like they all sound like them, but like it's just it's like a whole weird kind of show. I didn't even know it was a thing, but not bad.
You had a nice time.
All right, we have an absolute pant load to get to, so let's do it.
This week in DORK.
How about a little Star Wars celebration? 3 days of celebrating Star Wars. I have no problem with that. You could have done it for another 20, 30, 40 days if you wanted to, but I'll tell you what jumps out to me is the Ahsoka trailer. We know that this is going to be coming out in August. You get to see, obviously, Rosario Dawson as Ahsoka Tano, but you see Hera Syndulla, you see Chopper, you see Sabine Wren, and the back of Thrawn. So this show, I know Star Wars has been a bit hit or miss, but this has I think the capacity to be the best of the bunch.
Now, this has to culminate. There has to be crossovers between all these shows, right? Like this has to be the one to like bring all of it together. I think
because so these shows, like The Mandalorian and Book of Boba Fett and Ahsoka Tano, all take place, I believe, in roughly the same timeline, which is between episodes 6 and 7. So you can sort of tie those in together better than you can do like. If you tie in, like, let's say the Bad Batch takes place before episode 4. So you'd be spoiling some characters that are going to die and whatever else. So like that kind of thing. But yeah, these ones, like to your point, I think they will tie in. And that's maybe some people's complaints about the current season of The Mandalorian is they're using that as such a way to just do spin. They know everybody's watching it. So they're like, here's some other characters, here's some other storylines, and what else can we spin off rather than just telling our story straightforward?
And I think that's one of the things that they've been sort of successful with this season is kind of the cameos of Rebels.
Yeah,
has been such that you're like, okay, like we're going this way. Mm-hmm. So I'm excited about that. But who knows where the Bad Batch would be? Well, they'd be as old as Boba Fett, right?
Yeah. Well, the Bad Batch would be. Well, no, those guys themselves would be older. Like Omega would be Boba Fett's age, I believe.
Yeah. So what if you got like an adult Omega?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That would be cool.
Well, somebody texted us or hit us up on Instagram. I'm not sure at Dork Podcast for either one. And in that in the Ahsoka trailer, there was like a blonde woman, but she had like a lightsaber. So I really don't think it's Omega. But you never know. Fucking shit gets weird. It could be. Yeah, shit. I'm not gonna tell you it's not.
Know. Yeah.
But yeah,
I'm not gonna sit here and tell you your business.
Not. I just love because Filoni is so hands-on and all this stuff. The fact that we're getting Clone Wars and Rebels, like all those characters that were there, they're all getting pumped into live action now.
Right.
And it's great.
Sick.
It's sick.
It's fucking sick.
It's fucking the balls, dude. We're getting more Rey, which I'm not sure how I feel about that. I thought Rey's a pretty polarizing character in the dork world. Some don't like that trilogy, some really do. And then, there's little middle ground, it feels like. But at Star Wars Celebration, they announced that Daisy Ridley would be back in another movie as Rey. And I'm interested to see where they kind of go with this after the story that they told with her.
Well, I she's the only practicing Jedi left.
So that could help.
So,
yeah.
That's all they got. Yeah. So you do the new Jedi Order. She's got I guess it's white. It's like a yellow, but like almost white saber. So that makes sense.
Let me ask you this. Do you think, and I don't know if they've even come up with this answer yet, do you think Grogu is still alive in post episode 9?
I think, he kind of has to be, right? Well, so Yoda lived to be 800 years old. So he's not going to die of old age at this point. But,
no, unless he gets his throat slit, he should be alive.
It would be cool to see him kind of not 800 years old, but just like to the point where he can speak. That would be nice.
Yeah, I'd like to hear him talk.
Right.
I don't know at what point do the Yoda creatures get their voice. I don't know.
It's very Maggie Simpson right now for me, so I'm not feeling. I want him to say something.
That's true.
Yeah.
We found out a couple of things. There's, in addition to a Rey movie, there's also going to be a movie directed by Dave Filoni, which is going to be really focused on the New Republic. There's also going to be a James Mangold movie. We did a brief like This Week in Dork on Friday. You can check out the YouTube where we went a little bit more in depth into this and into Mangold's career. But he's two things with him. He's doing a Star Wars movie. He's got the Indiana Jones movie coming out, and he's doing Swamp Thing for the DCU that's led by James Gunn. So I'm pumped for all of it.
Is he the world's coolest dork now?
Yeah,
he's making a play.
Indiana Jones, Star Wars, and a DC. I don't know who else can cross all those or check off all those boxes.
That's just wild. Get a Marvel movie under your belt, or maybe some indie comic.
Yeah,
you're the coolest nerd there is.
I fucking like it a lot.
Yeah,
I like it a lot. Oh, we also found out there's going to be a season 2 for Tales of the Jedi. This was like a real kind of surprise. Good, like we did a standalone episode on this where it was real what were they, like 15-minute episodes or short
vignettes? Yeah,
they're basically vignettes, and it was Ahsoka Tano and Count Dooku. And I don't know if they announced which Jedi they're doing for this season. Do you have any that you would hope that they do?
Wasn't Mace Windu in there too?
In the last one,
the Dooku episode, yeah.
Oh yeah, like Mace Windu and like Yaddle, actually, our girl Yaddle. They were both in it, but they were really like Count Dooku story and Ahsoka Tano story. I think for this one, there's a few you could probably kick around.
Who did I want? I wanted did they have to take place in a certain time?
I don't think so, because those ones were different times. I think Kit Fisto was a dude.
I love a good Kit Fisto. How about some Gunji?
Yeah, you could do Gunji.
You don't know who that is, do you?
Gunji.
It's a rare Wookiee Jedi.
Yeah, the Wookiee who was in. Oh, not to be a spoiler, you're not there yet, but he pops up in the Bad Batch season 2.
Give me some Gunji.
Yeah. Did you hear what I said?
I'm trying to think. Yeah, I did. Bad Batch season 2. I'm not there yet.
Good episode. Yeah. What about What about, well, I mean, probably you wouldn't want to do it just in a Tales of the Jedi, but like Ben Solo.
That would be cool. That would like the
Yeah.
relationship between him and Luke, and like because
Yeah.
there's the two versions, and what actually happened is who's telling
Yeah.
the truth there.
Right.
So
Right. Yeah, I'm
yeah,
in on that.
there's so many things you could. I love a good Kit Fisto. Who's the other guy? Who's um the other cool looking one?
Oh,
The Jedi Council. The
the
one
guy
that
that's on the council. Yeah, I don't remember it.
yeah.
I know exactly
Let
who
me
you're.
see.
I know. What's his name? He's like pink. With the
And he's got
goatee.
like the
The goatee.
no
Oh, I'm thinking of a different
Agent
guy.
Kalar Shakti, who's like Ahsoka Tano's race.
Yeah, you can go with anybody you want.
Yeah,
They're
I'm
all
having
good.
fun with this now. Now I'm going deep dives into
Yeah.
Jedi Council.
Yeah.
The guy
Oh,
who looks like a lizard. What the hell's his goddamn name?
the lizard guy.
He's got like lizard face, but he's got like the Ahsoka hair. He's got like the long hair, or like it's not hair, but it's you know what I'm
Dan in the
saying?
chat says Plo Koon.
Plo Koon. That's who I'm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's who
Dan
I'm
in the
thinking.
chat's on it.
Kit Fisto's the one you were talking. Is the one with the green with the lizard eyes. Plo
Yeah,
Koon
yeah,
is
yeah,
the one
yeah.
that has like the Bane mask.
Plo Koon looks fucking scary. Plo Koon's
Yeah.
cool. Yeah. Kit Fisto, I think, was in a decent amount of Clone Wars, like animated show, right? And he's also like
Yes.
in the prequels, but yeah, go with either one of those guys. I
Yeah,
like that.
absolutely.
I like that very much.
I would also like to, and again, I've been playing this record a lot, but I do want to see Cal Kestis be involved
Yeah.
in these live action shows.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll have more on that here coming up in a moment. So 2 episodes left of The Mandalorian. You and I both discussed this on Friday and on the highly popular Rich Keefe show, but
Sure.
it may not be a great show anymore. It's still good. It's still worth watching. But the way these Star Wars shows go, I wouldn't be surprised if the final 2 episodes are the 2 best episodes, and then we end up feeling a whole lot different about the season.
Yeah, I think that's this penultimate episode of all of these shows have been the best one. So I'm hopeful for this week's episode. Again, it's going to a very cool place, so we'll see if they can capitalize on that. But I'm not overly stoked, bruh, over this season.
I know. I'm sorry about that. Have you watched?
It can all be home runs,
They can't. They cannot be. They cannot be. Have you watched the 3rd episode yet of Yellow Jackets?
I have.
Spoiler free? How was it?
Great.
Fuck, this show's the best, isn't it?
We are now completely off the rails.
Yeah, figured as much.
Mhm.
I love this show. Holy
It's
smokes. What a great program. I'll have to watch. I might watch that tonight after we're done with this. But that we're not going to try to rush through this. We have a lot to get to, including Ryan. That's right. It's time for Should I Have Bought This? And it's brought to you by 47 Brand. Go to 47brand.com. Use the promo code #DORK at checkout for 25% off your entire order. Doesn't matter how much stuff you get. You can get $1 million worth of stuff. They would give you 25% off, which would be a savings of $250,000. That's insane.
That's a crazy amount of money.
Think about that. They'd be like, "Oh my God, you can't use the code. You can't use that. It's just too much money. It's too much inventory that we're losing."
We don't have that much money.
so try them. I dare you to try it, but you use the code.
There should be a contest for the person who gets the biggest discount.
Yeah.
For the
send them into us with your Should I Have Bought This as well. That's a 2 for there.
A receipt.
Your receipt. dorkpodcast@gmail.com. And again, just any item or items, even if you want to put them together, over $25, brief description, and then Davey and I will determine whether or not you should have bought it. How about this one? This one's literally, should I have bought this?
Oh,
your boy. 2 things recently. I haven't bought a lot of stuff for myself recently outside of that laptop that I told people about.
That was more of a necessity. That wasn't like
a
you
work
did something.
thing. It's not like a little treat. It's not a fucking treat. All right, so a couple of things. One, very Star Wars. I haven't bought any Funko Pops in a long time. A couple of reasons. One, I'm closing in on 40 years of age. 2, I kind of have the right number for my setup. You can't see the whole thing behind me, but like, I have the right amount where there's not like an odd one hanging about, right? Like
So
it's
you
free
can't just buy
buy,
one now. Now you get to buy like 5.
right? But so I was like, it's gonna take a special one for that to happen. And so I was minding my own business. I was at Target for something completely different, and I was like, well, let me just go check out what's going on here. And there's more than one item here, but let me start with the first item.
Pearl
This
Jam.
is the whole fucking band, and I spent $500. How about this bad boy? Boom. Right out the chute. Cad Bane. Cad Bane. Blue, real blue. Look at this guy. Look at the fucking eyes, the red eyes.
He's looking all pissed off.
Ah, he's a son of a bitch, isn't he?
He is a real son of a bitch, but the
But
best
that's
kind.
Cad Bane. That's the first one. I'm like, I kind of have to have this. And now my thing is, I already know you're like, you were dead right. You're like, you're gonna have to buy 5 more. I am, and I know which ones they're gonna be. They're gonna be like Ahsoka, Sabine, Bo-Katan, Darth Maul, all that. Anyway,
Yeah.
the next one I got, and Ryan, this is my exact style. This is, look at this bad boy here. This is a Funko Pop that is, it's a She-Hulk Funko Pop, but it's also the comic book cover of her first ever issue, like her debut issue. So apparently this is a series that they're doing. It's called Pop Comic Covers. So I understand it's not the actual She-Hulk #1, but you look at the posters behind me. See this. I got like X-Men.
Yeah.
First ever X-Men. I have the first debut of Punisher. I have the first debut of Wolverine. I have Daredevil. I have Silver Surfer. It is my exact style. And
they have some cool. I'm looking at this this run they're doing right here. There's some fucking cool ones.
So this was the only 2 I saw at the store was this and Captain Marvel. And all due respect to Captain Marvel, I pounced on the She-Hulk. I love it. So it's got the little, if you're listening just on the podcast and not watching on YouTube, it's just got the normal sized Funko Pop of She-Hulk, which on its own is pretty sweet.
Sure.
And then it's like the box is triple the size because it's a full size comic book issue of She-Hulk #1, which is
pretty awesome.
Pretty fucking cool, dude. Pretty fucking cool, dude.
Pretty fucking cool.
All right, so do you want to guess how much these cost before you determine whether or not I should have bought these?
I am going to guess, since you are a man who appreciates a bargain, I'm going to say that I know how much Funkos are, so I'm going to say that I'm going to be exact with this. You came in before taxes at $33.99.
Oh my god. I think you're over by $1 or $2. I think you're over by $2. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, I think you're dead on. So Cad Bane, and you're right.
Yep.
They're all about the same until they're not, right? Like
so that's what I was thinking. They're all like $15.
This was
around there.
12.
Okay.
Or $11.99.
So I figured that was 15, and the other one was that was like $13.99, and that was 20.
Yeah, this was 20, which I thought was a fucking steal. She-Hulk was 20 with the cover. So I'm gonna look into more of these. And then Cad Bane was I think $11.99. So yeah, it was like $31.99. And I was like, Jesus Christ, like really? I'm like,
steal.
I think you guys are gonna call the cops, are you? They go, what? Like, you're not gonna call the cops, are you? They said, why? Because I just stole these items.
Like, we need to find out who did this.
This is how we do it. This is how we do it.
Yeah, I'm officially back in the pop game. I haven't bought a pop in a long time.
There's a Black Adam one.
Well, I can't buy I can't buy them all.
With like the comic pop, whatever. There's a Shazam. Is that how you say it? Shazam.
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 Yeah, pretty good. All right, but yeah. So now I'm back at the pop game. So if I can find deals on Bo-Katan, Sabine Wren, Darth Maul, Ahsoka Tano, who else do I like? That's a good group right there.
What if I told you I'm looking at these right now, and there's a Venom with the Todd McFarlane cover, the Lethal Protector cover.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I like that too so much.
Holy shit.
Yeah, the She-Hulk one is number 7, so obviously they probably have at least
I'm counting, and I'll tell you exactly. They have this 27.
Fucking A, dude. 27. I'm gonna have to get another job.
There's a first Avengers one with Captain America. There's a Spider-Gwen, Wolverine, Black Spider-Man, Black
Jeez.
Panther. Oof. Yeah.
Some good items.
Elektra as Daredevil.
Oh,
That's a good one.
yeah.
Sorry, we can do this all day. We're not going to do
We literally could, but I'm so excited about these. Oh my god, they make me happy. And that's what they say.
do.
That's what people say. People who like their jobs are to like clear out your houses and shit. They say what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to pick up an item. If you have an item in your house, pick it up. And does that item bring you joy? And if it does not, fucking throw it in the bin. If it does,
spark joy. Yep.
Hang on to it. All right.
It's time for Davey's Video Game Minute. Even if it takes more than a minute.
All right. What do you have?
Well, I have to say this one thing. So number 10 for this like Funko comic pop thing is Justice League America. The Brave and the Bold, which features Green Lantern, Aquaman, Wonder Woman, and the Flash, and Starro, the Conqueror.
Really?
So yeah, because that's the cover. So I just watch out for that.
That's so awesome. So they're doing DC and Marvel. No shit.
Yeah,
or Marvel and DC. I mean, this. Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
So April is shaping up to be kind of a sneaky month for some really good video games.
Yeah.
So I've already played the Resident Evil 4 remake, which is a masterpiece. It's a well done remake of a game where they've improved basically everything. Did you know there's a Telltale Star Trek game coming out this month?
I did not know that.
It actually looks Spock is in it, like actual Spock. He looks like Leonard Nimoy. I don't know who's voicing him, but there's Dead Island 2, which is called Dead Island 2, even though it takes place in Los Angeles, which is not an island.
It's not.
But the trailers look really good, but we have been burned with these trailers before. I played the original Dead Island and was not blown away. So hopefully that this improves upon that. End of the month, we have Star Wars Fallen Survivor.
Yeah.
Jedi Fallen Order Survivor, which the more I see of that, the more encouraged I am.
Yeah, they had another trailer. We just tweeted out the latest trailer at Dork Podcast, like gameplay trailer, and I got to get back on this one. I've not had a lot of video game time, and I'm trying to finish Ragnarok before I really invest into Star Wars. But I'll get there.
See, I need to get all of these things done before June when Diablo comes out, and then I just don't talk to anybody for months.
Yeah, exactly.
So I need to finish that. But there's one game called Meet Your Maker that's coming out this month. It's a first-person game, but you also like it's hard to explain, but you like build a fortress, and so like you play against people. Like I would build a fortress, and you would try to get into it.
It's
like come and get.
That's like the Three Little Pigs.
Or it's like, or it's like one of those things that's like randomly generated. So every run that you do, it's like a different level, but it's first person, and you're kind of trying to get out. So
I like that.
It looks really cool. It's getting really good reviews. So I'm gonna check that out.
All right.
And that's Davey's Video Game Minute for this.
I love it. That's your Easter Davey's Video Game Minute.
Nice and tight.
Oh, by the way, we forgot to mention it during the This Week in Hashtag Dork, but yesterday was Rex Manning Day. I don't know if you celebrate Rex Manning Day.
Oh, I do not. I do. My wife celebrates privately, but I do not.
I was going to say, I would peg your wife as a big Empire Records fan.
You do. Please do not peg my wife. We are not. We are not. Was it Billy Cousins?
Yeah, come on, dude. We're friends. What are you talking about? What's wrong with you? In fact, I think your wife is the one that does the pegging. But anyway,
Yeah, I think that's what. Yeah, but don't ask her to do that to you either.
That's fair. Right? I do have a question
for your sake.
For my safety.
That's what I'm saying.
I get it. All right, I do have a question for you. Y'all ready for biz? Topic du jour. Well, I'm glad you asked.
What about
it's the topic of the day.
Yeah.
And today it is the Super Mario Brothers movie, which is a PG film, which ran for 1 hour and 32 minutes. Currently on Roddy T's 56% by the critics, 96% by the audience, and it's made a ton of money. It's breaking all kinds of records. It's like the second highest grossing animated feature domestically. Is the biggest animated movie globally in the opening weekend. It's just gone crazy.
Is Spider-Verse the number one?
No, I think I want to say it was like Frozen 2.
Oh.
And then Incredibles 2 was another one that made a shitload of
Mhm.
money. Incredibles 2
Sure.
was up there. But we begin, as we do, with all of our movie and TV reviews, spoiler free. Super Mario Brothers movie, Ryan, did you like it?
Yeah. It's all right. Here's the problem. So like it's not
Yeah, yeah. All right. Here's the problem. Yeah, go ahead. The floor is yours.
it wasn't for me. Clearly,
Please.
it was not a movie made for me or anyone listening to this right now. It was not made for us. However,
Yeah.
I did see the movie with my 2 small children and they loved it.
Okay.
So I loved it for them.
So that's good.
You
So
know?
I not really. Not really
Yeah.
did I love it. And part of that is I understand what you're saying, and one of the big what now it seems like, and I always try to avoid as many reviews as I
Mhm.
can before I see a movie because I usually the good ones I see opening weekend anyway. So I try to avoid it and make my own opinion. But some of the stuff that sort of seeped through was critics were like, "Oh, this movie's stupid," hence the 56% of Roddy T's. And then everybody else was like, "Hey, it's a fun, cool movie about Mario, and it's for kids." Whereas I come down, I'm like, I love plenty of kid movies. I watch cartoons. I'm a grown man who watches cartoons at home. I
Sure
like
do.
the Who Framed Roger Rabbit's one of my 5 favorite movies of all time. Spider-Verse, I love. Incredibles, I love. Like, I love kid movies. So kid movies can be good for everybody, especially a movie like Mario. And my issue with this movie was it may have been for the kids, and that's great. But like, man, it was missing something, and I didn't hate it. But like, maybe I'm coming off like I really didn't like it. That's not true. I had enough fun with it. It looks amazing. It looks super cool. It's like, but part of that we already saw from the trailers, and you're like, all right, this is what we're getting. And I don't know, man. Like the story just you can be a kids movie and have a better story than what they came up with for this is how I would look at it.
And I think that was the issue with it for me, for you, dog, was that the story kind of it seemed like super harsh cuts from like one thing to another. There was like no smooth transition from the story going on with Luigi, for instance, and then it would snap right back into like Mario's story, and it would snap. You know what I mean? So there was no. I want to use a different word than this, but there was no like elegance to the story writing. It was just kind of like boom, 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 boom. It was like a series of like 4-minute vignettes or 4-minute shorts, just like bang, bang, bang,
Yeah.
bang, and just like slapped them all together. There was no real. I
Yeah,
didn't.
I hear you.
We'll get into this with
Okay.
spoilers, but there's one character who I think got absolutely hosed in this
Yeah.
whole thing. But we'll see.
I also, and this is gonna sound like the person that complains about everything, which I'm honestly not.
You're not.
The 90 minutes actually felt short. Like normally I would say like if a movie was in this case like 2 hours or 150, you'd be like, oh, why can't you shave it down? But this was the first time where I was like, they could have like they almost like rushed this story. You know what it felt like was a long season premiere of a new TV season.
Yeah, like they were setting a lot of things up, and then none of it really paid off.
I thought it was like a massive pilot episode and
Yeah.
not an actual movie. Cause I remember, and I didn't check my phone because like I was necessarily bored or anything, but I checked my phone at one point and I'm like, oh shit. And I'm like doing the math in my head. I'm like, there's 15 minutes left in the movie. Like it didn't feel at that point that there was going to be 15 minutes left in the movie.
And I think it's like they fan forced it with like Mario met Bowser with like 15 minutes left in the movie. Like the first time they saw each other was like 10 minutes left.
What the fuck? My other complaint, and we can get into this in spoilers as well, is they took a whole bunch of beloved characters, and I didn't really walk away loving any of them. I didn't hate any of them. None of them. I wasn't mad at any of them, but I wasn't like, oh, I'm fucking this guy's great, or I'm pulling for him, or I'm gonna go buy the Funko Pop for fucking this one. Like I didn't feel great about any character.
No.
How was the comedy? And again, you can actually answer it for both. Like, were your kids laughing more than you were, or like how did that go?
What was it, the little sunshine thing in in the prison, the little
Oh,
blue guy.
yeah, the little what is he, like a
I
ghost
forget
or a
which games
star
that's
or
from.
whatever?
Yeah, that thing made me laugh more than anything.
Yeah.
And those are some pretty dark moments.
He really,
So
really
my
did.
kids are like, "Ugh, like, why does he want to die?" I'm like, look, he's been in prison a long time, so,
Yeah, grow up. Yeah.
but kind of like a couple, like, yeah,
Yeah.
but nothing
Huh.
really too powerful.
No.
I
There was
think mine. I need to talk about this in spoilers, but I do have one major issue with this
okay.
film that we'll get to. Now that I'm thinking of it,
I'm already like I as soon as I finished the movie, I had one kind of dork score in my mind.
yeah,
As time went on, I had another one, and as we're talking
mhm,
about it now, I might even have yet another one.
sure,
There is like some cool nostalgia. Again, like I couldn't tell you how much I wanted to like the movie. We've been talking about this movie for a while. This is one of the ones that we circled at the beginning of the year, like the preview for the year, and was excited about it. And that's why I would say it probably is still a theater movie, but only because of how it looks. Anybody can, like, literally anybody, you could see it, and I think you'll have fun with it. The fact that it is only 90 minutes, like you're in and out of there. It's a cool, like, little event. But as far as like, is it a good movie? Like, it's probably not a good movie, unfortunately.
not really.
Yeah, no, it's not.
What's your score?
All right. Well, first there's a mid credits and an end credits
Yes.
scene as well, so stick around for those. But would you agree with me? Is it a theater movie for you, or like
Yeah,
like
I think
kind of?
it's a nice little family movie. If you got kids, go see it. If you're gonna see it with like you and like your partner, just the two of you, like I
Go
don't
see
see
something
you.
else. Yeah.
I don't think you'll think it's very whiz bang if you would.
You may enjoy another feature film.
Yeah,
All right, my dork score. Ugh, I'm going 3.5.
same exact score. I'm
Is
not
it?
parroting you. That was the same exact score I had in my mind. 3.5.
And so the way I am, you know me, as soon as I walk out of a movie, no matter how bad the movie is, I'm like, that was pretty great. So I was higher than that. And then like even today, I was thinking like I could probably go 4. And then I'm looking at like my letterbox and I'm looking at the movies that I have sort of similarly graded. I would say this is better than Shazam, not by a whole lot, but
No,
it's better.
yeah, I would have given it a 3 if my kids had not liked it so much.
Oh, okay.
If they were like, I didn't get it, I would have given it a 3. But the fact that they came out and they were really
I
excited,
loved
and
it.
now they're really excited for what's coming next,
Yeah. Okay.
they were, yeah,
Did
they were very
you
happy.
watch Tetris yet?
Not yet.
So like I had Tetris in my mind. I'm like, that's probably like a 4 out of 6 movie. It was kind of a crazy movie. And like if half the stuff is true, it says it's based on a true story. If half the stuff is true, it's a wild story.
Why? Just thinking of the time where that Tetris really came out. It came out before, but like really took off when it came out with the Game Boy, right?
Mhm.
That was the pitch of the movie. So to get that from like Cold War Moscow
Yeah.
to Japan to the United States, that must have taken some doing.
It sure did. It sure did. And so I was looking at that as like that's like a 4 out of 6. Like that's worth watching. I'm glad it was home for free. I'm glad I didn't pay money for that kind of thing. And this is obviously a little bit more of a spectacle, and like the visuals of this movie are off the charts. But yeah, I'd probably
Mhm.
have it lower than that. So again, it's not a pile of crap, but it's not unfortunately like this awesome movie. So Davey,
Unfortunately, no.
no, Davey and I are both going 3.5. If you're in the YouTube chat, hit us up with your dork score, and we'll mention some of those here coming up. So 1 through 6 on the Super Mario Brothers movie. You can also text us. Jesus Christ. You could tweet at us at Dork Podcast. Hit us up on Instagram at Dork Podcast, or email us dorkpodcast@gmail.com. Your thoughts on the Super Mario Brothers movie. Do you feel the way we did? Or maybe you think we're wrong. Maybe you absolutely loved it and it's your favorite movie of all time. That's a possibility. Could be. Anything else non-spoiler?
No, sir.
Spoilers! 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 Here come the spoilers!
All right, Ryan, which characters, so I don't forget, which character did you think got the biggest raw deal in this one?
Luigi.
Yeah, he kind of disappeared for a while.
Like for a while, and like they're like we're there's nothing bad can happen to us when we're together, and they were apart the whole movie. But I feel like And what I was alluding to, the biggest problem I had with this wasn't even just story. Didn't you feel like all the voice actors just kind of, except for like Keegan Michael Key and Jack Black really went for it, but like everyone else just kind of mailed it in.
Yes, I think Jack. And I still don't think there was any like great characters. There also weren't any complete dog shit characters either. I do think if you had to pick like an MVP, it probably was Jack Black's Bowser.
Right.
He went for it. He had a couple songs, or he had a song. He even apparently he wrote that song. The guy
I'm
was
sure.
yeah, I mean, you should definitely trust him to do it. But yeah, you had big name people. You had Chris Pratt as Mario, Anya Taylor-Joy as Peach, Charlie Day as Luigi, Jack Black as Bowser, Keegan Michael Key as Toad, Seth Rogen as Donkey Kong. You had Fred Armisen as Cranky Kong. And yeah, nobody really kind of went with it there. It's kind of like a letdown.
Like in like there were large swaths of time where like people didn't really say anything. It was just more like noises. Like I'm thinking like the wahoo, like there was like a bunch of those, like it just kind of like jumping around, but there was like 5-6 minutes at a time where like no one said anything.
They also spent a lot of time on the plumbing aspect of it.
They really spent a lot of time on they really hammered that. I think we get it.
They're plumbers.
We get it.
Like a third of the movie was dedicated to their plumbing business. I was like, all right. Like they're the Super Mario.
Get it. They're kind of screw ups, and we're dealing with that. And
yeah, that wasn't a bad little bit though. With they go in there, and then the dog, Luigi steps on the dog's bone, and the dog fucking hates him. That wasn't it's not a bad.
But there was at the end where he gives him like the nod. Like that was a nice little moment. Yeah,
but it was a lot, like with Mario and Luigi and their family, and then them trying to be plumbers and their plumbing business, and then fixing a couple of leaks, and then the whole thing. And I get it. Like there's pipes and tubes in Mario. Trust me, I played all the Marios. I
get it. Yep.
That's great. I like that part of it. But so one part that I did like, and it's funny that this is the part that I liked probably the most, even though I didn't play and haven't played Mario Maker. One of the coolest scenes in the movie was actually when Mario is trying to find his brother and he finally gets to Peach, and then Peach is like, well, you can come with me if you can get through this. And then she like puts up basically the Mario Maker run. And obviously he can't do it. And he like can't do it. He gets close, but he can't do it. I just thought that was cool. And we knew they were doing a whole bunch of stuff. Like we knew they were going to be doing Mario Kart. We knew there was going to be a lot of tips of the cap to like all the Mario games.
Yeah, and him fighting Donkey Kong was in like a Smash level.
Yeah.
You get some Rainbow Road with the shortcut, which was pretty good. We got some Luigi's Mansion type stuff with him in the flashlight and the. So I mean, and that's why like I know there's more movies coming, so they're gonna do like a Luigi's Mansion thing. They're gonna do a Mario Kart thing or a Smash Brothers movie or something. But
Donkey Kong.
Yeah, it just kind of like you said, it felt a little like shoehorning a lot of shit in there at some point. There's fan service and like tips of the cap, and then there's like how much shit can we fit in this shoe?
That's 10 pounds of shit in a 5-pound bag.
Yeah, exactly.
There was a lot of that. I did like when they would go subtle with it and they would play some of the music from the original games, like kind of in the background, like not over the top hitting you in the head with it, but just like a little bit like, oh, that's that. I thought that was well done.
One thing that really annoyed me is when he put on the Tanuki suit, they kept calling him a raccoon. They never said the word Tanuki.
No, but then
by the way, which upset my daughter. She's like, she's not a raccoon, he's a Tanuki. It's different.
So
she was pissed.
Didn't they call him a bear too?
A bear,
they never called him a Tanuki.
No, she was like, that's Tanuki Mario. That's not a bear. That's not a raccoon. What the hell?
That is a Tanuki. You're damn right. Damn right. Damn right. Yeah, the Mario, like he was just fine, unfortunately. Like there wasn't anything that made you like super rally behind the guy, I would say.
No, and is Chris Pratt just lame now? I feel like he's just lame.
Maybe.
Well, like he's not funny anymore.
Next month, right?
I know, but like he's not funny anymore. Like he's not fun. It doesn't look like he's having a ton of fun.
No. Guys just going through the motions right now.
Exactly.
That's all it is. I did like the Toad. I also liked, I thought actually some of the best comedy in the movie were from like the Koopa Troopas. And there was one scene where like the Koopa, like when Bowser's like, I'm gonna marry like Peach, and they're like, what if she doesn't want to marry you? Like they're like looking at each other like that's a fucking terrible plan, boss.
Yeah.
I thought that was pretty
Well-
good. And then there was one time where they like one of the Koopa, there were two Koopas next to each other, and one of them was like talking shit, and then all of a sudden Bowser turned him into like the fucking dry bones.
Yeah.
And then he just the other one that didn't turn into him looked at him like no shit, dude. Like obviously that was gonna happen to you.
There was one, the wizard, I forget the wizard's name. There was one, he was like, oh, like I have a hard time coming out of my shell, and she doesn't react to it. And he's like, you told me to say that line. I told you that line wasn't gonna work. And you see like the thumbs up and the point at him. It's like, you're doing great.
Some of that
Like that shit made me laugh.
it was like behind the scenes Koopa jokes were better than anything Mario or Luigi had. Some of the Toad stuff was good, like when you get up to like the Mushroom Kingdom and it's just like fucking toads everywhere. Like there was some good Toad stuff.
Yeah.
But
We're best friends.
best friends. Yeah. I know him. Yeah, that was just unfortunately kind of a letdown overall. Oh, it's like so many times in the movie I had the like, all right, is that it? You know what I mean? And like
Yeah.
I'd built my hopes up so much. I loved the trailer. We thought it looked sick. We play all the games, obviously. And so as it's going on, I'm like, all right, so they're doing a lot of plumbing. And then like, all right, now they're getting here and like, all right, so this is the story. And I don't want to hear and I don't want to be the guy, like the old man guy. There are plenty of kids movies that aren't like that. There are plenty of kids movies that you're not just like, of course they go to the obvious thing. Like there's some good ones, whether it's Incredibles or Coco or whatever. Like you've seen them all. Like there's plenty of them.
And there's some that go too far the other way, like Zootopia, which I know you hate. Like
I hated Zootopia.
Not a kids movie.
No. Yeah, right. That's the other thing. Is like, come on, like it's a kids movie. So that's the other thing for people who do go to see it in our like you and I, and we don't see it like we're fucking Ebert and Roper, but we're gonna give it a dork score every time.
Sure.
You can't go into every kids movie and be like, well, it's a 5 because kids liked it. Like that's not how it works.
No,
like,
and I would never dishonor our stone system by.
Thank you.
I think if you asked my daughter, my older daughter, she would probably give it a 5.
Okay.
My younger daughter hates everything, so she would probably give it a 3. She's like, oh, yeah.
she actually walked out. She sat in the car.
No, she was so we're into spoilers now. So the last cut, she was pissed that you saw Yoshi's but not the Yoshi.
Right.
And she was like, I wanted to see Yoshi.
Well,
you got him kind of at the end. She's like, well, yeah, but I didn't see him and you didn't ride him.
No, that's true.
Shells. He's like, you're right.
You're obviously right. So the next movie, so there's 2 credit scenes. So you get the mid-credit scene, and it's Bowser singing more of his Peaches song, which is pretty great. You realize that he's still shrunk down, and he's in like he's been held captive there in Mushroom Kingdom.
Wouldn't you start slamming yourself around the cage? Because all you have to do is get hit. Like, why doesn't he just like smack himself to the ground? Or he's got a piano in there, start swinging that all over.
Yeah. Just playing the piano like a wild man. What's
the cage fall?
What's the end game there for? You think all the Toads and Princess like just leave Bowser there forever, or what are they doing?
Why would you leave him there? Why would you put him in like a? I don't know.
You don't think
they didn't think it through. They did not think that through at all.
Do you think Mushroom Kingdom has the death penalty?
No,
otherwise Bowser's probably already snuffed out. I would think
he's probably gonzo by now.
I would think
there's a lot of bureaucratic red tape, a lot of legalities, a lot of trials that need to happen before that goes down. But yeah, he's gonna appeal. It's gonna be a whole thing.
He's just in his little glass being like lawyer.
Yep.
Lawyer. So they got to get him a lawyer, obviously. And then the end credit scene, you get back in New York a little Yoshi shell, and this has to be the Yoshi, because if you go back to the earlier in the movie, you saw a bunch of other Yoshis. I saw pink Yoshis, you saw like a whole fleet of Yoshis. So this would be like the legit Yoshi. I was a little surprised they didn't have him in the movie, but I guess this movie made so much goddamn money in the opening weekend.
We are cursed now. We are cursed.
This is it. I saw an article today that said, could the Nintendo universe be bigger than the Marvel universe?
Stop.
Dude, this opening though?
This like in terms of
This
money,
opening?
probably. But
Well, that's the question.
there
That's all
have
that
been
matters to them.
okay. There have been 7, 8 Zelda games.
Yeah.
Explain the story to me.
Well, Link's got to find.
Linear in a linear way. Like what game happens when? Like
Yeah, but
in
what was the
this.
story of this movie? Nothing.
That's true. That's true. Your good
Nothing.
point.
Nothing
No,
happened.
the two plumber brothers from Brooklyn who need to get
Right.
the princess.
It's a me, a Mario. Yeah,
Yeah.
they did.
Well, the Mamma Mia's were a little like, you know,
They kind of went like in and out of the voice too.
he did. He did.
Like, are you
And I
doing
think that was like
catchphrases, or are you talking? Like, which one? Like, what's your real voice?
he's doing shtick. He's shticking right now.
He's sticking. Yeah,
Yeah.
but
Yeah. That
to your
was kinda
point, like so obviously the Yoshi thing. This is we are at the what's another fancy word for the beginning? The Genesis.
the Genesis, yes, the onset.
We are at the Genesis or the onset of the Nintendo verse.
Mhm.
We're all a part of it, and
What
we
about
either, whether we like it or not.
a super dark Metroid movie directed by Ridley Scott?
It's possible. It's all possible. And how does it?
Awesome.
Because Peach, and I know people might be getting sick of multiverses at this point, but Peach was talking to Mario about like all the galaxies or whatever, all the multiverses or whatever she was saying.
All the Super Mario galaxies.
So
What if we
listen,
get Paper Mario? You know what else pissed me off too? Not
pissed you
enough
off?
Diddy Kong.
no,
Get
like
Diddy Kong for like a line.
Yeah.
You paid him scale.
$2 million for that.
That kid's electric. Get him out there.
You paid him $2 million fucking dollars for that?
What are we, 10 years old? I've seen every cock on the planet.
Yeah. Doesn't
Diddy
matter
Kong
if you
probably
that
has.
job.
Yeah.
All right. So Super Mario Brothers is the first movie. Where do they go from here? What's next? And you know that there's gonna be 1,000 fucking things.
Oh, there's gonna be 1,000.
Is
They're
it
gonna
just
do
Yoshi? Or do they do like, because the games are so popular, do you do Super Mario 2, Super Mario 3?
Could you
And
imagine
then
doing
you-
a Super Mario 2 movie? Or there's got to be Super Mario 2 jokes where they're like,
Yeah,
somehow that's like the one we don't talk about, you know?
which I love
they
Super Mario 2, though. And they should at least reference all of the villains in Super Mario 2. The fucking mouse with bombs, the three-headed snake, the toad, like all
Well,
that.
Birdo's canon now.
True.
So
True. There's a lot of
I
characters.
would like
Yeah.
a scene with Mario explaining to Luigi this dream he had, and it's the plot of Super Mario Brothers 2, and he's like, that's
Yes.
kind of crap.
So they should do that. That's definitely
Yeah.
what they should do.
He said, "Oh, I had this weird dream last night that I was like throwing vegetables at a frog, and you could jump, like you were doing some weird bicycle jump." He's like,
Yes.
"Yeah, that sounds stupid."
Yeah, they should.
Yeah.
There was but so I'm in on that. And then like just the different levels that they can do. I mean, they sort of did it here with like the worlds, and they showed like when Bowser was coming to take them on, they showed like all the different worlds. So like I want to like it so much more than what it was.
Don't you wish that like the Bowser's little floating lava castle was like a pirate ship too, like a big pirate ship?
Yeah,
Like
'cause
that would have made more sense.
it kind of looks like it for a minute, and then it didn't. And you're like, no,
Yeah, it's just like a floating bowl of lava.
And then where are all of Bowser's kids?
Oh yeah, we need them too.
Where's Roy?
Roy,
Fucking Roy and Lemmy and
Ludwig.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the whole crew. Yeah, he didn't do. I like that he jumped down into the water in one of them, but he didn't go frog suit. Right? There's no frog.
no
suit.
frog suit. Thought that was coming when him and Donkey Kong went in the water. Thought the frog suit was
I
coming.
thought frog suit was happening, but I mean, we got a shitload of stuff. Like there's all kinds of Easter eggs in this.
We get
But I
all
do
sorts
think-
of fucking shit.
Bullshit. You're getting all three Super Mario Brothers. I think you're gonna get Donkey Kong, a movie or two. What else? Like, what else do they offshoot? There was, I think, was there a Glass Joe poster?
Yeah, well, he got thrown into Punch Out Pizza, and I think there was a Glass Joe poster in there.
I mean, he's the ref.
And and there was a restaurant where there's a pipe burst in Brooklyn, and they're standing in the restaurant they're standing in front of. It says Duck Hunt in French, and it has the little duck.
So
So there's all this stuff that they're trying to bring in, and then what was it, Jumpman? like Super Jump Man, which was like the name of the game in Japan.
Oh, okay.
So when he's in the pizza place and he's knocked out, there's that. I saw that.
Dude, we're getting all this
Is
stuff.
it like?
We're getting all of it.
Isn't it Wrecking Crew? Isn't that Wrecking Crew was a Nintendo game too? The guy they were talking to who was like,
Okay.
remember the guy who's like, you left my business and blah blah blah.
Oh yeah. Is it? Might be. I mean, you can.
Yeah, Wrecking Crew.
There's a lot of goddamn games.
A lot of games.
Yeah, you
featuring
mentioned
Mario.
Zelda. You're gonna get Zelda, like Mega Man.
A Mega Man game would be kind of sweet.
Mega Man movie. You mean?
Like,
Yeah.
like this from this Illumination doing a Mega Man movie would be
Yeah,
pretty
it
awesome.
would be.
And you can teen it up like a little bit, like you can make it a little bit more
'Cause
edgier.
I like the way.
Make it more edgy. Sorry.
Yeah. I like the way it looked. I love the way it looked. The way Mario ran was very much like the Mario games, like especially like as the system advanced and like what that looks like. So I'm excited for where this could possibly go. I just think this movie unfortunately wasn't it. Unfortunately.
It was also one of the things that bothered me too was the soundtrack. Like, not every time where like a kiddie movie hero is doing something, do you have to play like "I Need a Hero"?
oh yeah, kind of obvious. Yeah,
You said Brooklyn like 12 times in the first 10 minutes of the movie, and then played "No Sleep Till Brooklyn" by the Beastie Boys.
You know
Like-
what that reminded me of is like was it Suicide Squad? Not the Suicide Squad, but Suicide Squad had like a pretty like basic ass.
And it was like just nonstop.
Playlist.
They just
Yeah,
would
and
not
like,
stop playing
sure,
music.
Yeah. It's like just play the heaters, and they did a little bit. Like they played like the level 1 Mario music, the underground level 2, like that. They did play some of that,
They
which
played
is
the Star music. They played Rainbow Road. They hit all the hits.
which is the bread and butter right there.
Yep.
Anyway, it's fine.
Shit didn't suck.
No, it didn't suck. But that was like the thing is like I still, and we talk about this with every movie and show. We're like, all right, who's the best character? Who is the worst character? Because shows usually have characters that you gravitate towards and you want to see either great things happen to them or terrible things happen to them or whatever. And then on the flip side, there's the worst characters. This movie found a way to not have either. Like I didn't hate anybody. I didn't love anybody. You're like,
No.
Wow.
And again, I feel like it was just kind of forced. They were just kind of like, okay.
Yeah.
How much you paying me for this? Okay, fine.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Here it is. All right. Anything else on the Super Mario Brothers movie? Again, Davey and I both giving it 3.5. Let us know what you guys thought on it.
See it or don't. I don't give a fuck.
Okay. All right. All right.
Pick of the bomb.
Pick of the bomb. Pick of the bomb.
Pick of the pod.
All right, Ryan. Would you like to kick, receive, defer, or you may also choose at this time to defend a goal?
I will defer to you.
All right. Now, I forgive my memory here. I don't know if I mentioned this on the radio program or on the podcast, but Knock at the Cabin.
Yes.
I mentioned it, I know, on the podcast before I had seen it. I don't know if I ever followed up on it. The M. Night Shyamalan movie.
Shyamalan. Yeah.
Pretty great.
Stop.
I really, really liked it.
Okay.
Yes. So it's streaming on, is it Paramount Plus maybe? It's
Yeah.
on one of the streamers right now. So I watched it
It's
for
on the
free.
cock.
Oh no, it's on
No,
the
it's-
cock.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you're right. It might be on the cock. Yeah, check it out on the cock. Cock it up. And yeah, Dave Bautista. Fucking just good stuff, dude. Jonathan Groff. I love Jonathan Groff.
Yeah. So I did you know Shazam is coming to streaming services this month, less than a month from its theatrical release?
Oh my God. No.
That's embarrassing. It's coming to HBO Max at the end of the month.
Really?
Yeah.
So
That's embarrassing.
the only movies that have come out this calendar year that I haven't seen that I really want to see, I think, is Creed 3.
So that's actually it's on Prime Video. I actually watched Creed 3.
Wait, Creed's
I
on
mentioned-
Prime for
I
free?
think so.
No,
I don't think it's free. But I did watch Creed 3.
Oh, how is it?
Um
Eh.
the story is really good.
Okay.
I think it like fits in nicely, and I will say this the only, I'm going to call it the Rocky verse, the only movie in like the Rocky verse that I've ever seen. So you got to figure there's 9.
Yeah.
There's 6 Rocky movies, 3 Creed movies.
Yep.
Right? It's the only one where I thought the fight choreography was horrible.
Oh my God.
Horrible.
Fucking
So,
A.
like, the movie itself is really cool, but then what they tried to do with the fight between,
Majors and
yeah. So at the end, they like, you've seen those movies to know that last fight is like a fucking slugfest.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it is, but they like make it really artsy and
Well,
like
this is the
really
shit.
heady.
So Michael B. Jordan directed this, and he had said like he
Yeah.
loves anime, and he's like, oh, the fight scenes were like inspired by anime. And you're like,
And you can tell because they do these weird cuts, and the way it's shot is really weird. Where like Rocky movies are supposed to be like gritty, and they're
Yeah.
supposed to be, you know what I mean? Like, and this one, like Jonathan Majors boxes in like a really weird way. Like, you know, there's like you like block. There's like different styles of blocking. There's like traditional. There's like the Philly shell. There's like all this stuff. He does this weird, like he crosses his. I'm doing it in front of my microphone, but he like crosses his arms in front of him,
really?
so he can't see. So like think of like putting your arms like your elbows up and like crossing your arms
bizarre.
like one over the other, and that's how he blocks. And you're just like, your whole rib cage is exposed, and you can't see.
It's terrible.
Like you would never see an uppercut
No,
coming.
it's terrible.
And it's like the weirdest. And the way he throws punches is not
Fucking-
like a boxer would throw a
Fucking
punch.
terrible.
It's so but the story, I would give it a 4 because the story's so good, but like the fight choreography's dog shit.
All right, so I gotta see Creed. Oh, I gotta see Cocaine Bear. Have you seen that yet?
Not
All right, I
yet.
gotta see that too.
Not yet.
So that's, and actually, you know what? Dungeons and Dragons. We got a tweet the other day that was like, Sneaky could be a standalone. I was like, well, I don't know if we're gonna get there to
Well,
that.
I'm gonna see if I can find that somewhere.
Dungeons
streaming.
and Dragons.
Streaming, yeah, I'll find that streaming somewhere.
Well, it was a Paramount movie, so I feel like if that's not on the Plus like soon, I'd be surprised.
I'll find it.
All right, yeah, it's available. All these movies are available.
They're available. You just gotta know who to ask.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, and then
Talking about screener copies, since we are members of the media, we get screener copies.
yeah, oh yeah, they're always.
That's I'm not saying about we're gonna do anything illegal.
Are you gonna watch the Chupacabra movie? That's a Chupa on Netflix.
It's like a kids movie.
Yeah,
I think I am.
I think I might have to too. I just realized
You
it's come out
you have
87.
to.
I love the fucking cryptids, so
Yeah.
I'll watch this. It's out there now on Netflix. All right, Chupacabra stuff. Fuck, I'm in on that too. All right, what do you got?
I just Creed 3. Creed 3 was
Okay,
my
cool.
pick.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, cool. Next week, I think, do we do Renfield?
Let's do it.
I mean, Renfield comes out next week, the Nicolas Cage movie. I guess so I was looking ahead, and we have, let's see, The Mandalorian season 3 when we would line up to do that episode is the same week as Evil Dead Rise. So maybe we'll do Mandalorian, and then the next week we'll do Evil Dead, and we'll do Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3.
Wow, we're getting ramping up for summer, huh?
Well, and then this is fucked too, because I was trying to map this out. There's 1 week, so again, assuming we do Sunday night shows, where all 3 of these would come into play for us at the same time. I think you should leave season 3, Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, and Barry season 4, which is insane. And we can't punt because the next week it's Yellow Jackets, and the week after that it's The Flash.
Fuck.
It's insane. So, you know what? Like, we haven't done this very often, and maybe we'll do like 2 topic du jours in like.
You might have to. I think we have to do Barry, and I think we have to do Barry, and I think you should leave in its own thing, and then do Guardians. So, Mandalorian's its own thing, Evil Dead's its own thing, and then we got to do Guardians.
Yeah,
And
but it's like I think you should leave Spider-Man and Barry. It's like, God damn it.
Or just I think you should leave has to be its own fucking.
It has to be its own separate thing, no
Yeah.
doubt, because that's one of the most anticipated every year. Anyway, so that's just for the first half of the year. So next week, probably Renfield. If you guys are feeling froggy, you want to go see Renfield.
Or not, we'll just tell you all about it.
Yeah, that's true. You don't have to fucking see it.
Yeah.
Well, I'm curious how that one's gonna do box office wise. I have no idea. Yeah, Josh got a good idea. Maybe I think you should leave season 3. It's gonna be a 3-hour subathon where
We just talk about it forever until we
just
get
go
a
over
million
each-
YouTube followers.
we go over each sketch verbatim. We just read
Frame by
lines from the
frame.
sketch. Fuck. All
I'm
right,
down.
Greg.
I'll do it.
All
I
right,
don't
yeah.
care.
Don't threaten me with a great time. All right, that'll do it for us. Hit us up on Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube at Dork Podcast. You can stream the episodes live on Sunday nights or at your leisure whenever you want to watch the episodes. They are there on YouTube, and you can subscribe there. Follow us everywhere else. You can also hit us up on the email with your should I have bought this, dorkpodcast@gmail.com. And wherever you listen to this, you can leave a review as well. Subscribe, Apple Podcasts, or wherever else you can do that. Right, you don't give a shit about anything, do you?
What'd you say?
I said you don't give a shit about anything, do you?
Not really.